All right on. I'm Alex Würsch, all the way from Switzerland.
You know, the very essence of the mental game is this. The only reason an event matters is because we make it matter.
Welcome to the Mullins Farrier Podcast.
Every horse, whatever it was doing, had a season. Once their competition season finished, they took the shoes off, they chucked it out in the field with some other horses, and it had a 2, maybe 3 months period where it went and remembered what being a horse was all about.
Even in a cheaper area, your prices should be set by your skill level, by your experience. And some people might not feel that they're worth, as much as others. But if you're only charging $160 to shoe a horse, then the only way you're making money is on your trims.
The WCB was a way to make sure that you kept the trade alive. I think I'm a custodian of the trade, so it's like we have to keep it going.
It was hard, but you adapt and overcome, and that probably gets to me where I am now. It's problem solving, horseshoeing's problem solving, and back in the day it was problem solving how to be as strong as the older apprentices. So it's all about adapting and overcoming, which was good.
I know we learn every day, but you do have to put yourself outside the box, and I'm just continue to learn, which is why I was just trying to do my fellowship, because I still have apprentices, and if I stay at my AW, I'm stagnant.
Welcome, everyone. No shopkeeping for today. This episode comes out 1 week after the HoofCare Summit in Cincinnati, Ohio was held. I got to spend all 4 days there, and it was great getting to catch up with old friends and meeting new ones. This episode, however, was recorded at Spruce Meadows in Calgary, Alberta, during the Blacksmith World Championships. Alex was there with a couple of his fellow countrymen from Switzerland, competing as individuals for the title of world champion. I had just met Alex the year before at Stoneleigh, competing with those same individuals as a team. As you will hear, Alex is no stranger to North America and has spent some time here visiting with other farriers. His easy and outgoing nature seems to help him make friends everywhere he goes, including even famous ones like El Presidente Hank Chisholm and his wife Stephanie, who just returned from a vacation out there, hosted by Alex and his fellow teammates. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I did.
It's been a brilliant week here at Spruce Meadows. I mean, I never been to a competition you got looked after so well like here. Yeah, to be honest, the weather was perfectly brilliant to forge. It wasn't too cold or too hot. It was just right with the nice cool down overnight. Yeah, the setup was pretty well. It's the first time to me I could shoe out of or forge out of Craig's trailer.
Yeah, it's quite the thing, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I mean, I had to get used to the fires for the couple of runs.
Yeah, you said they were pretty hot, weren't they?
They are hot.
Yeah, there's a lot of air going through
You're
those.
going to have to figure out how you're going to sketch the fire or roof them up like a volcano, and then kind of like a little oven. You just stick it in the right place, and then you get your heat what you want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keep looking after the fire, and then that'll be pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. How was your journey over here?
Our journey started well on with a little visit of our friend of mine from Camp Roost.
Okay.
He gave us a place to stay. We could practice in for a day at his horses.
Oh, nice.
And he gave us some coke and steel, and yeah, we were just knocking out some shoes a couple of days before.
Nice.
No, that was brilliant. So we were sure all our tools were over here. We were here early enough, just in case something happens.
Mm-hmm. And got warmed up and acclimatized?
Yep. Especially we had to get used to the steel, the metric steel.
Right.
Because that was a bit of a deal. We had to figure out if the measurements are right. That worked out pretty well.
How far off were your measurements with the different steel?
It wasn't that far off. We were pretty much solid. We figured that out back home. So
okay,
we could take those measurements we brought from back home, and they were matching the steel or the dimensions right.
Oh, good. Okay.
But still, it takes a bit of a nervous of you
Yeah, to experience it before you actually.
get into it. And of course, in the beginning, we were surprised about all the smoke over here from the smoky BC.
Oh,
but
right. Yeah.
But nice, it cleared all up after the rain we had.
Okay, so was it smoky the
It
first
was
couple
really
days?
smoky the first
Oh,
couple of
I
days.
didn't know that. Okay.
I never saw that like that. And even they said it was worse here than over in BC, actually, yeah.
Oh, really?
Because the wind just blew everything over here, and you came out of the door and it was just burning. You thought, the fire's just right there.
Right, yeah.
And all was blurry and stuff. Yeah.
Well, as a farrier, you're used to working in a hazy environment, so
Yeah, exactly.
not a
Yeah,
big
that's
deal, right?
No.
So whereabouts in Switzerland do you live and work?
I live pretty much in the center of Switzerland. It's a state called Obwalden, or nearby Lucerne.
Oh, okay. I've been to Lucerne.
Here, the most people been to Lucerne. Yeah, it's just stayed off, so pretty neat town in there. And that's kind of also my shoeing area. So my dad lives in Lucerne, and he owns the business we are in it right now.
Oh, okay.
So and I taking care now to the clients who are on the neighbor state in Obwalden, and it's kind of half an hour away between my dad's forge and where the business is set up. But it's like that, it's quite cool. I can take care to my clients on my side, and he's doing the other side. It's a little mountain between.
Oh,
You
really?
gotta drive through the mountain, and then you're on the other side.
Okay.
And that's quite a cool thing.
Yep.
But that's how it works, and I try to keep all the clients as close as possible.
Like, what's your furthest away you have to
Furthest
drive?
away is like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Okay, so not so
one,
bad.
So that's good for us, yeah.
Yeah. And what type of horses would you be mostly working on?
Mostly I work on warm bloods, so a lot of pleasure horses. We do have all kind of type of shoeings. Like we do some dressage horses, show jumpers. Really, there are Western pleasure, and
Really?
yeah, but it's some kind of a hobby.
Okay.
It's not that big deal in my arena, but there's some around. I have actually only a handful of quarter horse,
Okay.
but I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I wouldn't
No, I
either.
prefer the warm bloods. They're nicely to shoe, and all of them actually really well behaved and in a good shape.
So your father was a farrier.
My father is a farrier as well, over 30 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He used to compete at Calgary Stampede, and he knows a bunch of older guys as well. So he was competing against the family Castle from England, like as example, or he knows Bob Marshall too. And
Right.
no, that's how I kind of ended up to be competitive and try to follow his steps. And
Right. Now, did you always know you were going to be a farrier like your dad, or did you try other things first?
no, to be honest, I really, from the beginning, I thought, it's going to be that one what I like to do and get myself into the farrier. I was trying out some couple other field professionals just to see how it is, but in the end, when I had to take the decision, it was the farrier, yeah.
And what does that look like in Switzerland? Is there an actual regimented program you have to follow, or is it kind of a free-for-all? You can become a farrier by calling yourself a farrier.
No, we have a pretty good setup in Switzerland. It's like a 4 years apprenticeship. You got to do that apprenticeship, so it's well educated. It runs like similar to England, but not as quite, because we are going to school just 1 day a week, and then you're doing the apprenticeship while you're from working with somebody. The farriers who get you the place to have an apprenticeship, he pays for the school. So, but instead, to compare that, you have then to work for him. So you give him a hand for those 4 days.
Okay.
So 1 day you got to go into the school, and that's a national school. So everybody from Switzerland just goes to one school, and then they have per year 3 weeks kind of group courses together. So all the apprentices coming together for 3 weeks, and then having those average details they're looking up. They're looking for the biomechanics at the horse, and that's all studying a little bit more, getting into the details. But the rest is pretty much about the farrier or your boss, and he also will pay you the end of the exam.
Okay.
So you better make sure you give him a good hand, and then you're passing that exam. Yeah, you get paid as well
Okay.
while you're working with him, and so that's how it works. Then and then after 4 years, you get the certification, and then you're allowed to go shoe horses, but not before.
Is there a final test?
It is a final test. Yeah.
Okay.
You're taking their exams. It takes you a week. It's all kind of thing. You got to shoe a horse. You got to make shoes. You have to modify shoes. You have to do a little construction. There's still a part of welding.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's a small part. We're still in it. We got drawing and then the theory stuff as well, yeah.
So once you were finished doing that, did you just carried on working for your father? Is that how that worked?
No, I took another way. I finished the apprenticeship, and yes, I did the apprenticeship with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just not working out as well. He has a good friend. He wished I could do the apprenticeship with him, but he already had a friend of mine in that year. So after that, I quit helping my dad. I went to another farrier for a half a year, gave him a hand just to get some other experience because I know my dad's way. So
Right, yeah.
I tried to get rid of my horns somewhere else, and yeah. Tried that one out, and then after that I got hooked up in that exchange program.
Oh, okay.
So then that was the start of my traveling. All in once, I traveled for a year. I started off in the States, went there for 3 months, and then I went up here to Canada, was traveling around here in Canada with several different great guys, and had to enjoy the life over here. And then I had a short break, went back home, saved me some money again, and then I took off again over to Australia. Did a traveling over there, working experience, and the same then in New Zealand. Yeah, I met all kind of different farriers, see a lot of stuff, and
No kidding.
see some really great experience from everywhere. Then I decided to go back and helping my dad out, and since, what is it now, 6 years, I think, yeah. We shared a business together, we raised our clients a bit more. He works full-time and I'm full-time worker as well. We both got an apprentice, also an helper, but only 2 days a week.
Okay.
And yeah, if somebody wants to give us a hand, we're looking forward to
You heard it here. So in your travels around the world, what were some of the standout experiences? Like, you would have had so many really neat experiences. Who were some of the people you worked with, and what are some of the things that happened while you were on that trip?
The most thing I took home was just, it's not just about the horseshoeing, it's also having good tools to work with. And I was so impressed about the guys from Australia and New Zealand. They don't have that many suppliers that can buy their own tools.
Right.
So pretty much with everybody I was working for, they had their own tools. So I was working with a guy, he made us some good fullers and stuff. And then the other guy, he made all his hammers by himself. And that was pretty neat to pick that one up. And then I got the chance to do my own stuff as well with them together. That gave me quite a good advice is how you can fix tools. And some people just buy new one if something destroys or stuff. But at some point it's easier just to fix it, but you got to know how.
Right, yeah, or make it worse. So do you make your own at home?
I did. I started to do just my own things and gave some to my apprentices as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little startup package like that. Yeah, I really would like to have some more time to do some more, but you know how it is. Yeah, the horses
Earning a
are
living.
period, and then well, one day if I have some more time, we'll do it, of course.
Right. Now, with all of the preparation you had to do for this, what was your schedule like to both work on your horses that you have to do it for a living and then practice for this?
So far, I can be really lucky because we have several guys working with us, and that's quite a need that we can take the time to. I'm not really fully booked through the whole day from 5 in the morning to 7 in the evening. We try to keep our schedule from 8 to 5. We're trying to take a little bit of time every day out of the shoeing, just getting stuff prepared and fixed. But yeah, most of the time I need to practice in the evening or at the weekends. That's where we're doing mostly our team trainings. That's all donated off the weekend.
Right.
I'm also trying to do the work as good as possible right on the job.
Yes, that's the best practice, isn't
That's
it?
the practice every day. Yeah.
Now, do you make a lot of shoes for your practice, or do you put keg shoes on and then...
No, it's all cake shoes back home. It's pretty rare. I try to all the shoes I practice on. I try to put on a horse.
Okay, yeah.
So sometimes I got special horses. I just know I gotta do them, so I will make sure that I'm putting the handmaids I just did on those ones, and know that otherwise it wouldn't be worse because after 6 weeks, or most of our shoes are just worn out. I do not have much resets.
Oh, really?
Even with the road pins, they're just 80% are just walking on concrete and stuff, so the shoes are done
Okay.
after 6-7 weeks.
So is there a lot of road work going on?
It is a lot of road work, yeah. There's not much going on in the grass. Even the stables, they're all on concrete, and the horses have to walk quite a bit on concrete and rocks and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's some of them the biggest difference I've seen all over the world. With other guys, have been refitting shoes for several times, and I thought that would be never possible back home.
Right.
I learned some cheaty tricks how we can make the nails fit again after after the 5th reset, and then okay, it's good to know, but I probably won't use it.
Never get to, yeah.
Yeah, that's the big difference. Yeah.
So are there some things that you do put on the shoes, or do you use thicker shoes because of that? I mean, I know you can't reset them, but just to get them to last until the end of the cycle.
That's why I put the rope pins in. All the horses getting the.
They all do.
They all do. Most of them all also do their stud holes.
Okay.
So when I get prepared for the day, I'm not gonna make my shoes. I do drill the holes, drill stud holes, and that's pretty much. I like to do that in the shop.
Okay.
And then bring them to the horse instead.
Yeah.
Take them out of the box and try to be as quicker at the shoeing. Then that's the time you're going to take from home.
Okay. Now, do you have a partner or a family back home?
Yes, I got a good missus back home.
Do you? A very understanding one, I'm assuming, of all the time? Or...
Yep. She does everything to me to just support me at the competitions. And she used to come with as well. Not this time, was a bit of shame, but I told her next year.
You're coming to Canada.
Great place to be at Spruce Meadows.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, absolutely no. I'm really glad that she's taking so much care to me, and she does understand our farrier thing.
Yeah, I think that's a key thing if you're going to be a competitor, isn't it?
It is a key. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to have at least a week just non-farrier holiday with her. That's something you got to get them back, yeah.
Yeah, it's a priority.
Yep, absolutely. She's been with me now for 4 years, and she came to several competitions as well. She's kind into the Western pleasure as well. So.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Right now she hasn't a horse, but she used to have a horse as well, so I used to shoe her horse.
That's how you met her?
That's how I actually met
how
her.
How every farrier relationship starts, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah, of course. Why not? And yeah, we're living in a really nice house. Got all set up out there. And we have a little dog together. And that's pretty lovely, yeah. Can't wait to see her again, of course.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been home. And with your apprentices, do you encourage them to compete as well?
Yep. No, that's kind of a part. Because we have more competitions going on for our apprentices.
Okay.
There are good look after them. And that's what I'm trying to, get them prepared for the first competition. As soon as they start, as easier it gets to the end. The best practicing to get their exam. I mean,
right.
Gotta play against the clock and get people watching you. That's the best way to practice on it.
Then they're used to it, right? They're not fazed by that. Now, are there a lot of competitions in Switzerland, or do you have to travel?
There's actually only one for the Open. No, it's pretty rare. We're trying to get two together, but it's growing now. After the pandemic, we have a lot of competitions going on in Germany. We try to match up with them, and then there's a few digging out of the ground now in the Netherlands. We're trying to catch up with them. You have to travel a bit further, but there will be many around in Europe. And that's what we're trying to do, at least 3 competitions a year, kind of the deal.
Right. Now, do you notice big differences? Because in North America, we'll find different areas will have different shoeing styles. As you travel throughout Europe, do you notice a very big difference from what you do to, say, what the Norwegians do or elsewhere?
There is some different, but I wouldn't tell it's a big difference in Europe.
Okay, fairly common.
It's really fairly common, all kind of similar. All the horses, most of our horses, they are from Germany or Holland,
Okay.
Dutch horses, so we're quite used to their horses. If you go more down south, it's not really different. It's more the temperature changes, landscape and stuff, but the horses are pretty well the same.
Okay. So, as a farrier here, a lot of horses that came from Germany and the Netherlands, they would have very wide stock on them and very tall clips. And that was a fairly common thing when they would come from there. Now, is that common back home?
That's common for me, yeah.
Is it really? Yeah, okay.
We're used to those stocks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was something I had to deal or to learn over in North America. It's
a very different system, right?
They're all shoeing tighter and smaller, but it's also about the feet. Yeah, they're all tighter, shorter. We kind of grew up with them. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that is still the style over there then?
It's still the style, yep.
Yeah.
I try to, fit them full as well, give them what they need to have. And I think it's just some people are, when I talk to people, you're not afraid that they're going to pull the shoes and stuff like that. And so, no, I'm not really worried about it. And I think more horses over in Europe, they're more stabled up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that many chances to go out in the big paddocks than you have over here. I wish they could out there, but it's not going to happen because they have not the space to let them be out there all day. And that keeps the shoe on pretty well.
That makes sense. Yeah. Give them less opportunity. They will have less time to do it.
Of course.
In traveling around, were there any practices that after you had done that and you came back home that you kind of changed from what you did, or did you just go back to what you were doing?
No, of course it changed. It was the skills. It changed. I learned a lot more about the shoemaking because we were not that busy in shoemaking, so I picked up fairly well from other farriers to just doing everyday work and doing high maintenance on it and to be official and quick. And I was really pleased to getting introduced with the concave. That's something we don't get over there.
Right.
You can order it from England, of course, but to play around with concave, that was really helpful. I think that's the skills you can really practice on to shape shoes without wrecking them and squeeze them all together.
Mm-hmm.
I got told over there as well, if you can make stock shoes in a good decent time, then you learn to be official.
Yeah.
Just get the shoes done without a lot of work on it. That was really helpful. Just knocking out some shoes in a short time.
Yeah. So you found it sped up your day too?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now, are there any things that you would wish for people just starting out to know? Like any advice you would have for somebody just starting out in this career?
I wish all the people are just finishing up their school or exam that they go and have a look around the world. No, it doesn't mean to be world, but because it's nowhere else, you just can be so helpful for anybody. It just works out pretty well because everybody's happy to having a hand, and the farrier community is like a little family, and then you get hosted pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
If you just behave yourself a little bit, but that's I wouldn't say that's a problem as a farrier.
Right.
That's a big goal I would like to send out there to all the young fellows. Don't stuck in your own mind after apprenticeship. That's just one way you learned.
Right.
And there's so much more to see and several different ways to go to. And in the end, you just pick the good things and try to get everywhere, because sometimes you walk in onto a horse, you've done it all every year the same, and then it changes maybe one day, and then you're happy if you have some other good ideas or advices you've seen from somebody else, and then you can try that one.
For sure.
That's definitely a point, you got to do when you're young and you're not stuck with your own business.
Yeah.
Because, most people are thinking, I really have to get rising my own business, and then you're just stuck,
Make money right away, right?
That's money you're making if you get experience like that, and
it pays for itself over and over again, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Now, what's next for you? You're heading to Stoneleigh?
We are heading to Stoneleigh. That's right. Yep. We're going to be there as well. And we'll bring a new Rocky with us as well. So,
Yep.
yeah, we've been now in the Stoneleigh team for 5 years, and that's hard for the newcomers. So that's why we try to bring the new ones in. We have also a girl, like, she is being in the reserve to keep up with us as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we are getting to age as well. We can't be able to go everywhere at the competitions, and then as soon as you can pick your Rockies, the better it is. Otherwise, yeah, they're getting older as well and getting bored, and they're appreciating it as well to have a big competition like Stoneleigh.
Well, I look forward to seeing you over there.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
This is the Stratum Tectorium. Short answer questions brought to you by Out West Design and Fabrication, your choice for farrier rigs. For the month of February, they are offering $500 off your new farrier rig when you mention the podcast. Give them a call or check them out on Facebook at Out West Design and Fabrication. Conditions apply. The link will be in the show notes. What's your favorite book?
The Hoof of the Horrors.
Okay, Simon Curtis.
Yep. No, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I got interested in that, and then I got introduced with his podcast, and was easy to me to understand if you can listen to it and then you compare to his books when you're writing in it. I also do enjoy the Farriers Journal. It's quite cool to see it all, international stuff going on, and
Right.
that's pretty well.
Is it the American Farriers Journal or the...
That Hoof, it's called. I don't know. Is it in English? It's the European version of the Farriers Journal. Yeah, we have over there. Yep.
What's your favorite brand of nails?
Carecut hybrids
Okay.
or Liberty hybrid. What would I say?
What shoe sizes do you generally stock the most of?
2 and 3s.
Favorite make of rasp?
Heller Legend.
Okay. What's your dream farrier rig?
The one I have.
Well, okay. And what's that?
It's a Toyota Hilux with a body on it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of self-designed body. I had a guy who was helping me out with the body, but the inside I designed all by myself.
The interior, did you build it yourself or did you
It's
design?
all out of aluminium, just made in.
So you can weld?
Yeah,
Nice.
got into it.
It's handy, isn't it?
I had to learn it.
Yep.
It was handy, but yeah, that was something I had on my traveling. Yeah, I've seen a lot of cool rigs, so I picked the ones I liked most, and
Away you
and
went
I
with it.
designed it and got it done.
Cool. Favorite rounding hammer?
My own.
Yeah.
I can't say it. It's my own one. It's made in New Zealand from Ryan Hayes.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
How heavy is it?
Yeah, 2 pounds. Yeah.
2 pounds? Yep. Okay. What's your favorite type of bar stock to work with?
25 by 10.
Okay.
That's what I'm using most.
So that's 1 by 3/8, right? 1 inch by 3/8.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite pastime after work?
Go home, enjoy the little walk with our dog, go to our own private billabong, and
What's a billabong?
we have a little nice creek at the back of our house, and there you have a little gap. You can jump into it.
Oh, okay. And that's called a billabong.
Yeah. It's not a hot pot, but
Mhm.
it's still a spot you can jump into it and having a rest, especially in the summertime when it's really hot.
Cool. Does it get quite cold your way in the winter?
In the winter, it gets quite cold. Yeah, we got in decent winter, minus 20 degrees, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah. And a lot of snow, I'm imagining, or no?
Nah, it used to be more, but it's getting rawer and rawer. We do still have some snow, but I wouldn't say it's a lot. It's not to compare to here. in
Oh,
Canada.
really?
No.
Oh, okay.
In the mountains, yeah, we do have a lot, but it doesn't snow all the way down anymore.
Okay. Interesting.
Where I'm living, I have more snow than compared to other places.
What's the next thing on your bucket list?
I really have to think about it. That's hard, isn't it?
It is. I was put on the spot with that one too.
My bucket list will be to have a little bit more time to do some holidays, like really enjoying days, and go out and get some other stuff to see all over the world. Not just the farriery. I will hand that out someday with visiting just friends
Yeah.
and see how life goes over there. But that's in generally I need to make some time first. That's something,
and it's hard
I
to
don't
do.
want to get into that strudel. You're just working your whole life. I trying to get that in a little bit of a balance. Right now it's more about working.
Right. Okay, that's a good one. What's your favorite brand of keg shoe?
Carecart,
Which line do you use, the DFs?
the DFs, yeah.
Ideal number of horses to shoe all around in one day?
5, 6.
Okay. Favorite anvil?
Right now I'm using the Legend, the anvil brand, yep.
Did you bring that over from North America?
Hell no.
Put it in your
Oh.
carry-on?
No, I had somebody else was shipping it over to me. That's so good.
Okay. Do you have a favorite quote?
Yes, I do. And let me think. I gotta translate that first. You have to work for your life, not live for your work. How about I'm saying it right?
Instead of living to work, you want
Yeah,
to work
exactly.
to live.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the one. Yeah,
Okay. Can you say it in... Now, is it Swiss German you speak, or...
yeah, it's Swiss
Okay.
German.
Yeah. What would it be?
Leben für schaffen und nicht schaffen für slappen.
Okay. You have a dog. Does your dog come along with you?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
At least one day a week he's shoeing. He's coming with me
Is
shoeing.
it? Yeah.
Or
Okay.
maybe 2. And the rest of he stays at my girlfriend's.
Okay.
She works in the vet, so she's pretty happy to have him with her as well, and she likes it, and she got used to the horn, and she's pretty well behaved. So
Oh,
she
good.
loves to sit in the back of the truck, and it's all cool.
What's her name?
Charlene,
Yeah, okay. And what is she? What breed is
she's
she?
a double doodle.
A double doodle.
Yeah, it's kind of mixed of golden doodle, mixed up with labradoodle.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never heard of a double doodle
me
before.
neither.
Yeah.
That was just kind of by luck we got on her. We got it second hand from her family. They couldn't handle her. Through the COVID, they had a lot of dogs, and then everybody got his own dog. And then after pandemic was over,
Everybody was getting rid of their
too
dogs.
busy, went
Yeah.
back, and they couldn't handle the dog anymore. And she turned into a pretty nice dog. She's 2 years now, and
Oh, nice.
we do love her. That's for sure.
If you're stumped on a case or need backup, who do you call?
What I do then, I got pretty good friends around Switzerland or in my team as well.
Right.
And the first thing I just do, ring them up, see what they would do. Sometimes it's better if you have advices when they're from afar off a little bit, because you're mostly, the story from horses, and then you're just looking at it, and then other people looking the other way around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, different point
Give
of
them
view.
a phone call and then make decisions about it.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite shoe or package to put on a horse if it's got a mystery lameness or you don't have a proper diagnosis on it?
No, not really.
Okay.
It is more try to keep the basics on that one, and yeah.
I hear a lot of people say that. What do you use as your planner?
I do use the iPhone agenda.
Do you? Okay.
It's all like Google Calendar as well, like the same, it's coupled. And then I just schedule in all the horses. I have for every horses like a sheet. There is all the shoe sizes on it. And
Oh, really?
if there's something special, I write it down.
Right.
Especially if I have to prepare the shoes then, or if my helpers have to prepare the shoes, they already know what we have on for the next week.
Right.
And then can make the shoes ready for the week.
Yep. Favorite method of soothing aches and pains?
I'm not going into the gym. I go and do some rock and roll dancing, get my body stretched from something else.
Right.
And then I won't be sore anymore after that. No, my goal is using the wheelchair as much as I can, so I don't have to bend over that much.
Right.
You know how we are shooting back home in Switzerland, so somebody's holding the foot up to me, and I got days I do it more by myself.
Right.
And that's the one, I got the pain of it.
Right. Yeah.
That tells me I gotta sit down for the next day for sure.
Right. So you sit on a roller chair to...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
That
That's
makes
kind
sense.
of my shoebox underneath, and then I'm shooing out of that, and then I always have somebody up to who's holding the leg to me, and he has to work hard work, and I'll get the money for it.
Right. So when you're working on your own, do you hold them the way we do in North America, or it's the clients that are holding them for you?
If I'm by my own, and then I have clients that are holding up the feet to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do my scheduling like that. If I am by my own, I make sure the clients are around.
Right.
And otherwise, I get my extra person with me.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Favorite drink?
Pretty much Sprite.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite genre of music? Like, what type of music do you like?
I like to listen to the country music. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
Now, does Switzerland have their own country music?
No, not really. That's from over here, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, I do listen to the rock and roll.
Okay. Do you work out?
No, that's while I'm doing the rock and roll dancing. Yeah, that's my workout.
Okay.
I used to start a little bit of stretching in the morning, but it didn't work out.
You fall out of routine?
No, the routine wasn't falling in. No, I try to do the workout in my dancing once a week.
Okay. So this is something that you...
I do in a club.
Okay.
We got an association together. Yeah, we dance decent times, and then we also do shows, so people can invite us, and then we do a little rock and roll show.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, cool. So it's like choreographed dancing?
Yeah, it's choreographed dancing, all kind of different songs to it, and yeah.
Okay.
Elvis Presley dancing to that one, yeah.
And do you do it with your missus?
I'm not going to do it with my missus now. I've been dancing with another partner.
Oh, okay.
For that's longer than that, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. What would you have been if not a farrier?
Good question. I wouldn't be something with wooden work. I
Okay.
really liked it as well, to do some woodworking or designing stuff with wood and building some little shades and stuff like that.
Okay.
I could see me in a wooden building as well, yeah.
Okay. What knives do you use for hoof knives?
The Italian ones, the really raw, kind of cheap knives.
Oh, really?
Our supplier, they trying to get rid of them, and then it's a straight knife. Sorry, I cannot even tell
Oh,
you.
that's okay. And do you use a towing knife?
And I'm using a towing knife.
Yeah.
That's what you're using instead the nippers.
Right.
Yeah. That's towing knife is the one from Austria, from Mustad, yeah.
Okay.
I use also a loop knife. Right now I'm pretty favored with the one from Grand Moon. The
Okay.
Mustad ones.
Yep.
I like them. They're really pointy instead to the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have the double S, the loop knife, but it's a bit too rounded to me.
Right. You couldn't get as deep in the commissures. Right. And then the last question, if you were stuck in a shop with somebody for a month, who would you want it to be?
I would go back to New Zealand and hang out with Ryan Haynes.
Okay.
That was a great time to knock around in his forge.
Yeah.
Not because he has the best beautiful setup. He just has the basic forge, the basic small anvil what you got. And if you know how to use it, then you can make brilliant shiny things out of it. And yeah, that would be the one. I will be there. We wouldn't be bucketed and bored in that room. After we finished up with all the hammers, we will probably start with bridles and
Right.
knocking around with belt buckles and stuff like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't run out of ideas. Cool. Well, hey, Alex, thank you very much for doing this. It's always a pleasure to run into you.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's absolutely a pleasure to me as well. Yeah, and we'll see us shortly in a month in Stoneleigh. I would say.
Across the pond. Yeah, okay.
On our side.
Yeah, exactly.
No, cool. Yeah, thank you a lot.
Thank you.